How's it going? I'm gonna be honest for a second. My passion for movies was starting to fade, as was my passion for making videos about them. My happiness was fading because movies have always been a part of me, but lately I felt kind of numb. Maybe I hadn't made a video because I was working so much, or I was just playing too much Hogwarts Legacy, who knows. I think those were dumb excuses I made because I just didn't have the drive to keep going. I think after the last Ant-Man movie that came out, I didn't believe I could enjoy another movie again or really even feel anything from another movie again because I kind of lost faith in Hollywood after that. Now, of course, there's been some good movies since then. Sure, Creed 3 was fantastic, Super Mario was fun, and Evil Dead Rise was deliciously creepy, but at the end of the day, I didn't feel anything after leaving those movies. I mean, I felt like I had a fun time, but I never felt like something changed inside of me after watching those movies. They didn't touch me the same way Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 did. I know that sounds ridiculous. How could a movie about a bunch of nobodies with a talking raccoon and tree make such an impact on my overall happiness? Well, that's because these characters were treated with care. James Gunn followed through and gave us a story where every character is cared for. Every character actually has an arc that was thought through from the very beginning. And honestly, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is the best trilogy of the entire MCU, and I mean that with honest sincerity. Never in my life did I think I would be a grown-ass man tearing up over the backstory of a raccoon. I know it's exaggerating to say that this movie healed me in a sense, but it made me feel something that I forgot about. And that's what good writing does. It makes you feel something. I think every single one of these movies has done that. Let's rewind back to 2014. I was a scrawny high schooler that was emo as fuck. I always found something to be sad about, and I would often dwell in that sadness, unfortunately. Movies had always been an escape for me, and to be honest, they still are at times. I was obsessed with the Marvel movies because they were so damn fun to go see, and that's all they were for the most part. Just fun. But they never really did anything for me in the long run. Then Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and all of a sudden I had a movie to go to whenever I was feeling down. This movie told me something that none of the other comic book movies would. That it's okay to not be okay. You can really feel for these characters that are just underdogs, and I really appreciate that. Peter Quill was the first character I think I ever resonated with from a comic book movie, because he was always trying so hard to make a name for himself and be recognized, when the people he really needed were right in front of him all along. And to me, that's just something that I think I can completely understand. These movies mean a lot to me, and they really resonated with me in a way that not many other movies can. I understood what it meant to have a playlist of songs that boost your spirits. I know that far too well. Go check out my Spotify, I'll leave a link down below. Every song choice isn't just meant to make the movie look cool. They all serve a deep purpose. The lyrics always match the scene. Even the two most recent games capture the spirit and depth of these characters the same way the movies do, and honestly, I want to read more comic books about these characters because I am obsessed with them. Volume 3 is such a tragic story with a beautiful send-off, and I couldn't have been happier after seeing it. It really ties the series in a nice bow, and the movie manages to make you sad without doing things that you expected it to do. I could have made a plain and simple review where I nitpick every detail and point out every little thing that I liked and didn't like, but that's just boring. Those that haven't seen this movie need to know that these characters are cared for once again. Rocket's story is one of the best comic book stories I've seen in years. Now I recognize the story from the Telltale game, but I think it's even sadder in the movie. You'll just have to see it to know what I'm talking about. It's hard to believe that the last comic book movie to make me feel something was The Batman. And that's because that's a character that was cared for. The entire world was cared for by Matt Reeves. And that's kind of what you need out of a comic book movie. The director needs to care for the characters and write them in a way that shows that they understand them and shows that we can feel for them. James Gunn is an extraordinary writer and handles his characters with care and never fails to flesh them out. His movies have so much style to them, and I love that it's hard to not like them. The fact that he can make you feel for a raccoon or a giant shark proves that he is doing something right. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Bye.